What's up, y'all? I'm Trent Henderson. You tune into the infamous Living Room Network. Divine powers are always working for us because we're doing right. So I want to talk to y'all about this super blood wolf moon that's about to take place January 20th through the 21st. The reason why it's January 20th through the 21st is because in most places, like on the East Coast, people will be able to see this blood moon at night. You know, around 11 o'clock at night, you know, the East Coast will probably be able to see it at that time of the day. And most of us will wake up to it in the early hours of the morning as well, you know, but it becomes like a full super blood moon, like in the middle of the night, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you know, in those hours right there. And so I just want to give you prophecy, man, because I don't want to scare you, but it's some real strange stuff been going on. And I know last year we had a blood moon, 2018, July 27th. And man, that day for me was crazy. I mean, it was something I never felt before. I know the last super blood moon, I felt a lot of energies, a lot of different energies. I even felt like a lot of nervousness, you know, a lot of nervousness. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that when it actually took place, you know, it was hazy. It was hazy in the atmosphere. It was kind of like, you know, it was like you could see dust and stuff in the atmosphere, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. All I know is something bigger than life that we are trying to wrap our heads around when it comes down to this blood moon stuff. And so, I want to tell you what it means from my point of view because, you know, I know that there are scriptures that talk about the blood moon, and but it's like everybody's interpretation of it is like it's something evil. It's something bad. Like everybody wants to like scare you, like just because the moon is the color red. You know what I'm saying? Like the real truth of the matter is that it's the way that the light is emitting, you know, when the sun is setting and the sun is rising at the same time. Like it's a scientific theory that Lord Rayleigh came up called Rayleigh scattering, and it's when, like, you know, in the daytime you only see clear skies. That's because the way the sun is setting, you know, it's scattering blue molecules out over the horizon because of because of in the wavelength of where the sun is setting. So that's why I don't really know too much about science. All I know it's a light thing. Like it has to do with the spectrums of the rainbow, you know, red, yellow, blue. And so when the sun goes down and it sets, don't you notice how the sun, when it's setting, you can like look at it more because the light of the sun gets dimmer and it turns more orange versus scattering out all the blue molecules, like of Rayleigh scattering, the phenomenon that Lord Rayleigh came up with. And so when the sun sets, that's why you always see the sun red, you know, red or orange, like, and it spreads light over the whole atmosphere, and it makes everything, like when it's going down, it makes everything orange and reddish. So it's like the same thing that's going to be happening on January the 20th, except, you know, this is when all the I guess I want to say it like when the sun is rising on all parts of the world where it's rising, it's aligned. So it intensifies the color red, you know, and it makes the moon appear red. You know what I'm saying? But all this stuff about these accusations and stuff, people trying to make it to be out to be something negative, trying to scare people and all this and that. I try not to go into negative energy. I try to look at it as positive. So if you ask me, I think that it resembles a new beginning. Now, I don't want to scare you with these stories I'm about to tell you either, because I'm about to tell you some real true stories about some of the things that I've been experiencing, you know, in my day-to-day life, and some of the things that my friends have been experiencing and whatever. But anyway, so some of my friends have been letting me know that they've been seeing like ghosts and spirits. Like, for instance, I give one of my cousins. My cousin told me the other day, and he was like, "Man, Trent, man, I don't never even talk about nothing like this." But he was like, "Man, that blood moon is gonna be coming up January the 20th." He shocked me right there because I'm like, my cousin don't never really talk to me about like astronomical stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, I'm listening to him. He like, yeah, man. He like, yeah, man, you know, it's crazy that blood moon is coming up, man. It really, I think it's really making people do crazy things. Like, it's making us see different things, like, in the universe. And I'm like, what? I'm like, cuz I'm talking about stuff like this. And so he was telling me how he was, like, sitting on his sofa one day at home. It was just him and his son. And how, you know, and the way his house is set up, he have a living room here, and he have like a den like right beside it, and it's like sofas in both parts areas of the house, you know. And so he was like, his son was sitting in the den, you know, but he thought his son was like somewhere else, but he was sitting in the living room. And he said like he looked down the hall or whatever, and he saw his son go from one room to another, but his son stopped in the hallway and then went into the room. And he said he thought it was his son. He was like, but right after the spirit or the entity went into the other room, he said that's when he realized his son was laying down on the sofa, because the way he's sitting in the living room, he got to look like down the hall like that, but the den is on the other side. But he didn't realize that his son was laying down on the sofa. So he was like, yo, something was in here, man. He was like, I don't even never see things in here. I don't never see things in here, but something was in here, man. I seen a person that looked like my son walk from one room, stop in a hallway, and walk to the other room. And I'm just like, and I know my cousin, he ain't gonna lie. He ain't gonna lie about stuff like that. He don't even talk about the spiritual world and you know, the super blood moon and stuff like that. He don't even get to talk about stuff like this. So I know he ain't lying. He was like, you know it's crazy, man, when you see it happen twice. So he said it happened again. He said it happened again. Like, I guess the entity or whatever was in his home, had done something else and came into the hallway again. And he said that it was his son again. You know, but once again, his son was still in the den. You know, and I don't know, man. The way he was telling me the story, it was so convincing. Like, I really believe that what he saw was a spiritual entity. Because, you know, for instance, I've been experiencing a lot of lucid dreams. Every night I have a lucid dream where I'm doing some things that have nothing to do with what I be doing in everyday reality. Having dreams about stuff that I would never think about in everyday reality. And so it's like my dreams have, like, I'm at the point now where it's like, you know, when I'm trying to before I'm about to go to sleep, I went to sleep at like 3 o'clock this morning. Why? Because I knew if I closed my eyes and went to sleep, I was going to see some things that was probably going to blow my mind, or it was going to try to make me feel in fear, or it just, sometimes when you have dreams every night, like I've been having them every night, sometimes you just get tired of it. Like, yo, can I just go to sleep and just have a peaceful night's sleep? Like, why I always got to be doing something like crazy ridiculous in my dream, like climbing up cliffs of mountains and like jumping off of high buildings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So after a while of having all these dreams, you know, if you're having them too, you understand what I'm saying. You just be like, yo, I just really want to just go to sleep. But lately I've been like kind of like scared to go to sleep. I've been scared to go to sleep. Like, man, I don't even want to go to sleep because I already know it's going to be some crazy stuff happening, man. You know, and so I would say that this has a lot to do with this blood moon that's coming up, man. It's just the energies are changing. The energies are shaking things up. You know, just like it was last year with the super blood moon that took place on July 27. It was just a different energy in the atmosphere. And if you ask me, you know, I think that, you know, it's highlighting the spiritual world up a little bit more. So it's like people that are like spiritually in tune with themselves, I think we are capable of seeing things that we couldn't see, you know, prior to the blood moon. You know, like, I mean, the blood moon is like bringing out a spiritual side of life that once upon a time wasn't, you know, visible to the naked eye. But it's like now that the energies are shifting and something is happening, it's like we're able to see into the spiritual world. Like, I remember I had a dream one night. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like this woman sitting on my bed, and she was like, she was talking to me. She was like, hey, how you doing? And I'm just like, I just went back to sleep. Like, I mean, it wasn't really like scary or nothing. It wasn't scary, but it's like I'm used to it now. I'm used to it now, man. I'm used to like people like popping up in my room when I'm asleep and I'm waking up in the middle of the night, you know, and I see like entities, you know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to hurt me or nothing, so I'm practically used to the spiritual world. I also have dreams that are so lucid where it's like I'm still up. I think that I'm still up, like, and I think that I have yet to go to sleep, all to walk in my room and go to sleep and then wake up and realize I was asleep. So all of this stuff is happening, man, and it's like people are experiencing spiritual awakenings and stuff like this all over the world, and I think it got a lot to do with like why we're seeing these super blood wolf moons, you know, because you know all the planets. I was telling my friend yesterday, for those y'all who don't you know that high tide and low tide in the ocean is determined by the gravitational pull of the moon? Yes, absolutely. So what I'm saying in other words is that the moon, even though it's disconnected from our earth, it appears disconnected, even though it's disconnected from our earth, don't you know it determines whether or not it's going to be high tide, low tide on the beach? The gravitational pull of the moon. So the moon is giving off an energy to our world to be able to make the high tide and the low tide shift back and forth whenever the gravitational pull is stronger or, you know, less dense, you know, and that's just the energy of the moon. Now, the sun does the same thing. The sun gives off energy all times, and we disconnected from that. We can see that through nature and how the seasons are fall, winter, spring, summer, and how things grow. If there was no sunlight, we would not exist. That's energy coming from the sun, energies from the moon. During the day, you feel different types of energies. It's a masculine energy during the day. Work, 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 work. During the night, it's more feminine type energy. Let's sip some wine and let's dine. Yeah, let's have sex. Yeah, let's kiss. So it's dark time, you know, the freaks come out at night, you know, it's a totally different type of energy at nighttime. Why? Because yin and yang, folks, yin and yang of life. It's the yin and yang and the polarity and duality of life. Now, with that being said, now on super blood moons, there is an alignment of the sun, the moon, the earth, and other planets. You know, and so there's an alignment of where everything in the universe, in space, is completely aligned in a line. Now, like I said, the sun and the moon have two totally different energies. Now, who's to say Venus, Mars, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn don't also have energies as well? Who's to say that these other planets that are revolving around us don't give off their own personal energies to our world as well? Okay, but all these planets will be lined up that day. Now, we already know the sun and moon give off his own energies. The other planets act as magnets too, giving off their own little energies into the universe too. See, this is deep, folks. This is deep. So basically, our world here on Earth, you know, it really goes the way it's supposed to go, according to the way and the rotation of the planets and the sun and the moon, folks. So that has a strong effect on our vibrational frequencies that we are experiencing here on planet Earth. Believe it or not, it gets deep. And so, you know, I got a lot of people, man, a lot of people, like one of my friends be telling me, man, how she be seeing like revelations, like, or visions. I want to say visions in waking reality. Like she can be walking and then she sees something and then it goes away. You know what I mean? And I'm just, sometimes she be like freaking me out. I'm just like, yo, I don't want to hear no more of these stories that you have to tell me, you know. And synchronicities are happening where you could be thinking about somebody and next thing you know they call you, or you could be thinking about somebody and then the next 2 days later you see them, you know, at the ice cream parlor, or, you know, you be thinking about going somewhere to see somebody, and then the next thing you know, that person like comes up in a conversation like, man, I was just about to go over there and see how they was doing. I haven't went to go visit them in a long time. So it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot of things going on, man. Spiritual awakenings. If you ask me, I would really say that this blood prophecy, it resembles a time of fresh start and new beginnings. For those of you who are spiritually awakened, and when I say spiritually awakened, I mean like spiritually in tune with yourself. I'm not saying you religious. I'm not saying you know your Quran, you know your Torah or your Bible like the back of your hand. I'm saying you know how to control who you are as an inner being. You know it's all about positive energy. You know how to control your mind, your thoughts, and how to keep your thoughts from thinking negative. The best way you know how. Okay, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to spiritually awakened people. And so these blood moons, folks, it's gonna be another one to come after January 20th and 21st. It's gonna be another one to come February the 19th, and then it's gonna be another one to come March the 21st. Now I don't know to what scale or magnitude that how big these blood moons are gonna be, but I know this wolf moon is gonna be the biggest of 2019. It's gonna be the biggest, meaning it's gonna be the one that's closest to the earth. Okay, so this blood moon that we're gonna see January 20th is gonna be so close to the earth. It's gonna be they call it a wolf moon. It's gonna be that big. So the wolves might be howling at night, but don't get scared. Don't get scared. It ain't got nothing to do with evil. It ain't got nothing to do with the end of the world. The world is not gonna come to an end. God is not gonna send his wrath and punish people like all this religious stuff be making you feel scared and fearful just because we see astronomical phenomenons in our lifetime. Like, this is a beautiful thing. We live in a lovely universe. Everything is happening for us. Everything is going good. Like, everything is great. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you have to gear your mind to believe and change your perception to believe that everything is always happening for our very own good. It's not nothing to fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is not real. Fear is of negative energy. So this represents a fresh new start. I know 2019 for me and everybody that subscribed to my channel, the year 2019 is the year of abundance. We really believe that we are resetting this year. We have reset already and to walk into this new year with the mindset of abundance and prosperity, because we planted so many seeds last year. And so this blood moon, it's kind of like a confirmation to that, because we get to see a astronomical phenomenon that's been going on for centuries. We get to see it with our own two eyes. And so that could be like, a manifestation of the confirmation that this year will be great, And so this is my prophecy on the blood moon, the super blood moon, the super wolf moon, 2019. You will see a lot of things that you once didn't see. I mean, I stay by myself, folks, and so you can imagine how I be thinking sometimes. I'm always, wondering, like, if there's anybody in the other part of the room. I just heard something, and from time to time, when I notice when I'm laying in my bed from time to time, I see things out the corner of my eye moving, doing weird things too. But if I was a fearful person, I would fear it. But I don't think like that no more. I used to think like that. But, I see things, coming in my hallway and then going into the bathroom, like, little light, little shades of light, moving around and stuff like that when it's completely dark in that area of where I stay. And I would just see something like of light just go in my bathroom and just stay there, and then I'll see another movement or something like that, and I'll be talking on the phone and I'm seeing this stuff, like, but I'm trying to ignore it because I know that we're in a time right now where we can like peer into the spiritual world because of the energies and the vibrations have been shifting a lot lately to help people wake up, for the spiritual awakenings to occur. And so that's it, folks. That's it. 2019, super wolf blood moon, January 20th, 21st, a sign once again of new beginnings, a fresh start. You know what I'm gonna do? When the blood moon is going on? I'm gonna have me a glass of red wine. While it's happening, I'm gonna have some red wine. I'm gonna be writing some affirmations on, what I'm gonna do this year. Again, affirmations: I am rich, I am prosperity, I am abundance. I will have a good year this year. I'm gonna be writing affirmations. I'm gonna be meditating. I'm gonna be drinking me some red wine on January 20th when the super blood moon comes. So y'all speak up, let your voice be heard. Let me know what y'all think about this super blood moon stuff, man. Be real. What have you been experiencing lately? Have you been experiencing some bizarre things? This year or, last year? Tell me, what have you been seeing? Have you been having like crazy, bizarre, lucid dreams? Speak up, let your voice be heard, folks. What are you going to be doing 2019 when the super blood moon is happening? Where will you be? What are you gonna be doing? Okay, let me know your plans. Let us all know. Speak up, let your voice be heard. If you like this video and it resonated with you, get this video a thumbs up right now. But speak up, let your voice be heard, and tell us, you know, what you think about the super wolf blood moon of 2019, seeing ghosts, and do you see spirits? Okay, so if you want to check out the video that I made last year, July 27, 2018, the super blood moon video I made, it's right here. But before you do that, folks, make sure you subscribe up here by clicking my face icon right up here. Subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification too, so that you can be updated with my new videos every 24 hours. Okay, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.